Heat security for your house. William Hovey Smith, 2024. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And today I want to talk about emergency heat sources for your home. Now, I used to live in Alaska, but now I'm in central Georgia. And I'm living in an antebellum house, and I have done considerable to make it as weather-tight as might be possible. Nonetheless, this is the coldest day we have had this year, and the main heater for my living room and kitchen has failed. Not good. Well, all mechanical things someday will fail. And so I took preparations to attempt to restore it to heating ability, but was unsuccessful because my air compressor, which worked 3 days ago, doesn't work anymore. It decided to give out too. Well, such things happen, and very often during the coldest spells of the winter. What do you do about it? What you can do is have alternative and portable heat sources, so if something goes wrong with one of them, you can switch them out. What happened to my heater is the igniter down here in the bottom center would throw a spark, but there was no gas coming to it for some reason, which I do not understand. My first thought was to take the air compressor and blow it out, which usually restores it to functionality. So this was absolutely useless to me at the time, so I've taken it off the hearth and will be taking it in for repair tomorrow. And that saves at least a $50 repair charge just to get a guy out here, much less what he does. In my shop, I had a nearly new heater of the same type, a Vanguard again, and this is a smaller unit with just 3 burners, and as you see, they're all going right now. Still pretty chilly. But this I was able to move in and reattach very simply, just using that one crescent wrench in the back by disconnecting the heater from the copper hose, which you see running towards the corner where the Christmas stocking is hanging, and reattaching it very simply. Just screw it off and screw it on. And so that way I was able to move the heater. These are not extremely heavy units. Even at 83, I can pick this thing up and carry it. More freeze-up problems will probably happen in a bathroom than any other room of the house. So this room originally was used as a dining room, and it had a door out the back connected to an external kitchen. And I have blocked up the fireplaces so there's not one that's functional now. And the reason for this is these old fireplaces were made of handmade brick, which were soft and ultimately might erode. Consequently, anything in contact with wood that carries hot gases might ignite something that could burn your house down. And more than one of these old houses has been burned down during a cold spell when people put fire in fireplaces that had not been used maybe for decades, and they lost the entire house that way. So fireplaces, if you're going to use them in an old house, make very sure you have checked those things out very well indeed. But we have a little heater, another Vanguard. It's a little small single burner this time. This is a smallish room. And so it works well to keep everything from freezing. Support this channel by buying my prize-winning outdoor books, business books, novels, and recommending them to your local libraries. I have a variety of books, as you will see. Crossbow Hunting remains the most exhaustive book concerning hunting with the crossbow. Hunting big and small game with muzzleloading pistols, including taking African species. Make your own job, anytime, anywhere, at any age, means exactly what it says. My novel, Until Death Do You Part, is an exciting mafia adventure taking place in California, Louisiana, and Sicily. And finally, in the Goldfarb Chronicles, a Detroit family moves into their apartment snowbound for 4 days with both sets of in-laws, a Syrian refugee family, a pregnant dog, and a set of movers. Then, 2 guys go on an adventure in West Texas where they're held for ransom by a Mexican gang and finally set free, but they go on trial in Alpine, Texas, where the judge decrees that they will be found innocent, hanged, or shot in a 4-day trial. Yet another alternative is this wood stove, which is in an old fireplace setting, as you see. And this gives me an alternative for cooking and heat, if needed be, with wood. And you see I have a scupper full of fresh fat lighter kindling down there to start it with if I ever need it. But this allows me to cook inside the house. And there is a fresh pipe that goes up the chimney to protect the old brick. So this way the exhaust can go straight up and not imperil the house. In my library I have a traditional gas heater. This has a top that swings free, so I can put a pot on it and heat food if I have to. So this gives added utility to this particular unit. Also, I'm a black powder hunter, and if I need to dry gun parts, this gives me a good surface to put them on to make sure when I clean them, all the water is evaporated from the parts. The catalytic heaters and the cooker here have the advantage is they can operate off separate little propane bottles that you can carry around from place to place. If you really had to, you could get you a propane heater and a bottle and put that in any room in a house or an apartment. Yet another source of heat that I've used is a wood-burning stove, which was a large, heavy unit. This is a control burn stove, and it is much more efficient than the 1800 and something stove that you saw upstairs. It will generate with one load of wood enough heat to keep a room warm the entire night. Now, when I was using open fireplaces, and I did try that by the way, and it got down to about 5 degrees, I could not haul enough wood into this house to warm it sufficiently to be comfortable. And the hauling of the wood, the bringing it into the house, also brought all kinds of debris and dirt and insects, etc., 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 besides the physical act of having to handle the wood. Well, I'm just not able to do that anymore, quite frankly. If you're young, okay, go after it, guys. Got plenty of wood. If you want some, come and get it. But for me, now, no. Propane and those catalytic heaters are the way to go. I don't get anything from them, by the way. I have no connection with the heater people at all. But this is the most efficient way I have found to get heat security to your house, irregardless of what you are presently heating with. But now, this is Hovey Smith, reminding you to hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Be legal, be ethical, be safe. Goodbye. God bless, and see you next time.